Today we are doing a live review of V Rising. Was kindly given this key. So first of all, their message says, thank you. Awaken as a weakened vampire. After centuries of slumber, hunt for blood to regain your strength whilst hiding from the scorching sun to survive. Rebuild your castle and convert humans into loyal servants and raise your vampire empire. Make allies or enemies online or play solo locally and fend off soldiers and wage war. V Rising, the current time of recording, is on sale for £13.94. It normally is £15.49. Moment, it has very positive reviews, 35,000, and it released in the 17th of May 2022. So the minimum requirements are an i5 6600 or a Ryzen 5 1500X, 12 gig of RAM, a 750 Ti, or an R7 3060 with 2 gig of RAM. So it looks like a 2 gig graphics card. And the recommended is a 1070 or an RX 5980, around 8 gigabytes.
For centuries, hidden away in darkness.
Pretty solid visuals coming in here.
Tortured by thirst. Choking down dust.
A cool little 3D movie there, showing you that, you know, the vampires are rising again. Stunlock Studios again. Welcome to V Rising. In order to comply with regulations, we have implemented measures of safety that your data is processed correctly. These are always rather interesting because, let's be honest, you can't play the game if you don't accept. Do I want Stunlock Games tracking my progress? Not really. Okay, so this is the menu you will be greeted with. Didn't take long. There was no big installs screen there at all. It just fired up, and we'll just jump straight into the things that you can see as a streamer mode, which I presume might kind of hide the world you're in or where you are, maybe. What else have we got? Customizable controls. Looks like everything's fairly customizable, from your skill bar to your spells to your ultimate. Action wheel. Looks like there's a fair amount of keys here that you might have to remember. Got an action bar, so it could be a little bit like World of Warcraft. Graphics. I'm playing on a 5950X with an RTX 3080. I'm streaming and recording, so it shouldn't really drop, but if it does drop, we'll kind of let you know. If there's any problems, that I'm gonna chuck everything on as high as it will go because it should be. I don't like that. Now, this is an early access game, so in a way I'm playing this and testing it. It's not a complete game, and yet they're already selling DLC. Now, I understand that the DLC is some kind of soundtracks, it's some kind of visual cosmetic, but I think that if you are buying an early access game, you should be given the things in-game that is available. I don't think they should already be sectioning off part of the game. So I'll be honest with you, I know it's cosmetic, I know it goes to supporting the funding of the game, but these days buying an early access game should fund it in itself. Spending, you know, an extra £30 to add all of the DLC, yeah, it's optional, but I don't like that. I will be frank with you. Just the same, you can play privately or you can go online. For the sake of the, you know, review and opinion that we've got, we'll just go private and we'll take a look at what you can do. So we'll name it GGZII's World. PvE or PvP. I'd like to play PvE. Select rule set. So we're just going to leave everything on standard here, not going to mess with it. So we can just press, I presume, start new game. We'll just leave everything on default. We won't mess with it. We'll give you the full opinion. It wants to come through my firewall, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, it has an interesting intro. That looks a pretty cool theme. I do like the idea of memeing it up with a vampire. So we're greeted first of all with a character creation screen. Let's just be a male vampire with an extraordinarily long neck. You can be, looks like any color you fancy. White vampire with red eyes is pretty classic, isn't it? Given some red brows. You could have a There's 5. There's not too much there. 5 beard styles. We'll give him a beard. Looks like you can give him a few accessories. Again, it's early access. We don't know if this is new. This is all that there's going to be. My character name, I've already been thinking about my character name, and my character name is going to be Count to 10. So rather than Count Dracula, we're going to be Count to 10. Sorry, your chosen username, your chosen name is invalid. Now, it's interesting that playing on a local game would make it invalid. Okay then. Well, that's unfortunate. We'll just call him Z. It's looking a lot better than I thought it was going to look. I thought it was going to look pretty cartoony. It's looking a lot better than I thought it was going to be looking. So first impressions, the menu screen and the character creation screen made the game look a lot worse than it is, I would say. I'm recording this in fairly low quality 1080p, so don't expect the full visual clarity to be shown. Okay, so we move with WASD. Press and hold when nearish cliff to do some kind of flip. That's pretty cool. And I don't have an FPS counter, but maybe we can turn VSync off. Got everything turned on. I'm still not sure on my FPS. I can't quite see the FPS. It doesn't feel like 60. It definitely feels unlocked. And we'll just begin, and I'm playing this completely blind. I have no idea what I'm doing, and this will probably be the experience that you will have as well. So yeah, visually, it's looking way better than I was thinking. So it says, the bones of the undead will come to serve a new purpose. Collect some bones. So let's see if we can walk through this door with F key. And it looks like we're going to have to collect some bones. Now, this is very surprising. And again, these are my initial impressions, which is why it's interesting to do these videos live, is I just really did think that oh, big FPS stutter there. Quite a lot of FPS stuttering going on, and trust me, it's not my PC. Okay, so yeah, visually looking way better than I thought. We've already had some FPS stutters, but games typically, I'll turn it down so it's not deafening for you. Games typically, once the first time you play them, they kind of have to render all of the animations and cache them. So we'll let it get going. You know, we'll give it a fair shot. But yeah, I'm getting some hitches. Stuff is hitching. It's not exactly the best that's going on. So we've got a bone sword here. This looks to be my character. So we'll take all of this stuff. And it says that if we press the tab key, we can begin to craft. Some of items are crafted from your inventory. Okay, so we go to the crafting tool, and it's just gonna, it looks like quickly, I'm not pressing anything here. It's gonna let me craft a bone sword. We now have some kind of sword. And you can see here, down here, it's changed from my hands to my weapon. Combat feels kind of nice, I'm not gonna lie. Initially, you know, we don't know how that's going to progress, but this is just to note, this is the range of the camera. I can't, you know, I can zoom all the way out here, or I can zoom all the way in. So you can play fairly large if you want, or if you want to get a little bit more up close so you can see the graphics, you can do that. We'll zoom all the way out for now. So I have an R key, and it says, so I have a control key, expose, vein, blood mend, not sure. Again, we're learning. It hasn't told me really anything here about the combat. I can block a melee projectile with C, and if I press the R key, looks like I throw some kind of, so that blocks. And all I'm doing here is just right-clicking, basically. Looks like we unlocked a bone ring, and then we should craft a bone ring. So it's going to be introducing us. I don't know if that carries on crafting as we move. We'll see. Can you craft on the fly? You can craft on the fly. I'll move my guy out of the way so you can see some of the menu systems that are popping up right now. I have a rat. And at the moment, nothing too challenging. Sounds good. Sounds decent. I think I'm going to put my camera back over there. I think it just suits the UI. There was just a small menu that basically showed that it was crafting. It was a duration bar. So it says hit enemies using your shadow bolt. Now, shadow bolt is this thing. And there we go. And then I'll claim... so am I invisible here? Looks like I went invisible behind him. Kind of getting used to the camera controls here a little bit. So, Veil of Blood dash towards any direction. Elude enemies and your next attack will deal damage and heal. And I have a blood pool here. You will slowly lose health and ultimately perish if you run out of blood. Feed, which is F. Feed on a hostile living humanoid with low health by pressing F. Okay. So can I feed on a rat or something? I just seem to pick that up. Maybe I have to... I have a rat consumable. Now I can... What can I do with this rat? Can be consumed to gain a small amount of blood. Now how would I do that? I just right click it. And I seem to be eating these rats. Lovely. Alright, so we have some blood. Excellent. I'm back up to 10 litres. So the next thing we have to do is craft some of these things that we've... That's interesting. You can also queue up the crafts. So we're currently, looks like we can't fight whilst we're in that menu, but the craft is still going on. Not sure how much bone to pick up, but we shall pick some up. Now, it looks like this clock is going to be showing when it's going to be getting light and sunny. So we'll try a block here. So there we go, we blocked that. That's kind of how the block feature looks. Looks like we can also chop down some tree here. Kind of a... Looks like an infinite number of trees here that we're farming. Tree doesn't fall down or anything, and it just says to craft some gloves. It says we need animal hide, and boots we need animal hide, so I think we just need to work our way through here. And collect some animal hide. Now it looks like you see that my character is now level 8. So I seem to be progressing through the levels as we go. What's this? Anything? Nope. Does a fair amount of damage, that. Okay, so if I space and I sneak, that didn't go so well. This is a... I didn't counter anything there, did I? There's that heal. It gives me 10 heal. Okay. Controls are a bit weird because obviously you're wanting to pick up loot, but also you kind of naturally want to look at the loot. So you're kind of swizzling your screen around a lot. I do like the fact you have a range of stuff to use immediately. It doesn't feel like it's like immediately limiting you. So we're looking for animal hide, aren't we? So this is the ultimate ability. Left control is some kind of... Hey. Yeah, I definitely think my initial impression is like they almost did the game a disservice with the menus. Like, I was expecting a very, very cartoony game. I'm not saying it isn't cartoony, but it is a lot less than I expected. Alright, so that is kind of your basic combat, right? Oh, and the tree does fall down after a certain amount of time. There you go. And it has exposed some more lumber, and then it disappears, alright? See, it was worth us doing that. We've learnt some stuff. Now, these seem to be respawning. Kind of. This guy's a crossbow. So we're just going to follow the path here. Go through this gate, as we've done a kind of lap here of everything to explore. Looks like we'll go in the woods. Now, it says, choose a location from where to start. So, I'm currently being shot at whilst this is going on. So, let's go to, I don't know, West Woods. Don't feel like you should be getting shot at whilst I'm in a menu screen, but we'll see. So, press and hold shift near the cliff to leap off. Excellent. I haven't had any more frame drops since playing. Kind of a few stutters, but nothing major. Alright, so we're looking for animal hide. So you can see how this game is going to be, right? This is already, I feel like, setting you in a pattern for, yeah, the type of game it's going to be. And I think that's why I prefer to do these live kind of videos, because, you know, I can play the entire game and do a 30-minute review. And it might be amazing at the end of the game, but if you don't... Oh, I fed on that guy. If you don't like the first, let's say, 30 hours of the game, or whatever it may be, you might find yourself getting turned off. So I always find that just playing the game naturally is a fairly decent test of, like, how it's gonna be. Because I can already see how this game's gonna go, right? We're going to go around, we're going to unlock more spells, we're going to become more powerful, have more moves. But the pattern of play, shall we say, seems to be, you know... Combat seems relatively... So I can press F to feed, and I'm now drinking this blood. It's pretty brutal. And now I have some hide, and I should be able to craft some of these things. So this is, I imagine, what it's going to be like. You're going to be unlocking recipes. You're going to be unlocking gear. Your gear is going to be leveling you up, I believe. I think your level is tied to your gear score. I feel like I've read that somewhere. Don't quote me. But yeah, my gear level is 10, and you can now see that I'm 10 on the screen. So it is based off your gear level. Your gear level compared to the unit level of an enemy determines the damage you're going to be dealing, right? So you're going to have spell crit, damage, resistances, right? All of this good stuff. So we have another thing to unlock here, an axe. We're going to need trees. I think we've already done that. We'll see what this little area is here. That's a teleport. And I think this is how it's going to be. From clips I've seen, you're going to be building a world, you're going to be crafting and getting stronger. You're going to be trying to skirt through the night, avoiding creatures, taking out bosses, or like larger enemies and mobs. Okay, so I think we have some trees here. There's probably a quick way to get into the crafting menu. Not sure what that is. Tab. That's the map. We have clan, so it looks like you can have a clan. We have the ability section. This looks like a kind of skill tree, so you can kind of see where we're going. Looks like there's different abilities and classes and some sort of emotes. Make a gesture for someone to approach. So it looks like if you're playing online, you can do you know, a couple of emotes. Maybe you've won a battle and you wanna buy it. Now the sun is rising, so this is the first time that I have encountered the sun, and I imagine I don't want to be in the sun. So how do we get out of this situation? I imagine. Yeah, you see that? You go in the sun, it starts to burn you very, very quickly. So it is a full, how do we word this? I'm trying to see if we can crouch here. C does not crouch. It is definitely, a survival game in many ways. I don't know yet what the food system's like or anything like that. You know, sometimes with games, the food system's quite important. In survival games, it can become quite obnoxious if you've constantly got to be fighting and you can't do what you want. But we will see. So, looks like the sun is constantly moving around and I'm having to constantly move to keep myself in the shadows, which is pretty interesting. I'm not exactly sure where I should be going here. So we're just going to wander up the path and try and, I guess, stay in the shade to avoid the sun, as we are a vampire. Now it says cut down a tree, so we'll go ahead and do that. Take a drink whilst we're doing this. Okay. Now, unlike Valheim, I could be wrong here. If you've ever played Valheim, when you chop down the trees, they have a physics system that bumps into other trees and knocks down other trees. I think that's a great system. Not sure if this one has it, but doesn't seem to. There seems to be no kind of collision. I'm getting burnt here. We'll knock down one more. So far, my impressions are decent. It makes me want to play more. I'm not blown away at the moment. You know, that doesn't mean it's bad by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying, like, at the moment, it's, you know, it's doing what it says on the tin. Now, there is an enemy there. I could do some kind of long-range spell. And then I could jump on it, I suppose. Excellent. Combat does feel like it's got a nice bit of weight to it. Now it says, craft a mace and smash rocks into pieces. So let's go ahead and let's see if we can craft a mace. And I'm currently getting burnt, so I've got to move into that shade. So I don't know how this is going to work. Are we going to get more sunlight resist as the game goes on? You're going to be constantly managing your pathing. And what we need to do now is apparently need to smash rocks into pieces. And here's our first kind of enemies here. Kind of hiding. Now how would we smash a rock into pieces? Is this a rock? Attack level is too low. So we have what we've built here on our hotbar down below is we've built, right, a bone mace, a bone chest guard here, a axe and a sword. So... oh, I've been burnt up. Oof. Should we smash up this rock, maybe? Maybe this is a decent rock that we can smash. Yeah, here's stone we can acquire. Fairly intuitive. Even for someone as dumb as me when it comes to playing new games. Like, anyone that's ever watched me play new games will know I do not do well when it comes to learning new games. So it's a pretty good test to see how intuitive the game is. If I'm doing relatively well at the beginning, you'll probably do better than me. So I think I need to get more in the dark here. I wonder what's a better mace. That seems to deal... it seems to be giving me more stone. We'll get this one out. This looks like a beast. Right. So we have a crude amethyst, can be used to craft magical objects and weapons, can be upgraded to a higher tier gem at the cutting table. Bone at the grinder. So it looks like, a bit like Valheim, you're going to be finding ways to improve your gear. And it's nighttime now, so we're thriving, aren't we? So let's smash this rock up some more. That one's too big for me to smash, so I think we need a smaller rock here to attack. Or what is this? A tainted heart refined into blood essence. Okay, this is basically some kind of healing, right? Blood type changed. Okay. Not too sure what that did. But we shall see if we can sneak up in the dead of night and attack these guys. Oh, they seem to have disappeared. They're wandering off. Nice depth of field. Very nice depth of field. Now, can GGZII find a rock to smash that is small enough? Got some more animal hide. Let's have a wander. Let's have a wander. Oh. Now here's something you're going to know about this. You see here how they attacked each other? The world is kind of a living thing. And factions, and I'm not going to call them bosses, but different people and animals, they might fight each other unprompted, which I think just makes the game feel more alive, and I like that. That is something Valheim did really well, and that's pretty much the only thing I really know about the game, is that is the thing. Now I should be able to... is he finding me? Let's see if we can dodge out the way here. Here's my first real bit of combat. And we're kind of kicking ass here. Hit him with that block. Excellent. Wrecked him. Okay, so I tried to hide behind that object there, but it didn't seem to work. Now we've smashed our... I can't seem to go in that water. Guy doesn't like the water. There's like an invisible wall here you can see. So I can't seem to go in there. So we've smashed the rock, crafted a mace, and we'll claim some new technology. Looks like we can build something. So we can build a castle heart. This is the heart of your domain. As long as it contains, if I could speak, blood essence, it will power your castle and keep it from decaying. You can expand your territory with borders and floors. So basically, this is the start of your house, right? So this is going to be the base where you go from. So I imagine this is a big map that you're traversing, right? And where should we stick this? I feel like placing it right at the beginning is a bit of a noob error. However, for the purpose of the video, we shall place it down. Now, what are these here? A blood rose. Can be used rich in fiber, refined at a loom. So yeah, it looks like you're going to be going through the world. You're going to be finding things that are somewhat useful to craft up. Seems a lot like Valheim. Like, eventually you're probably going to know what these things are off by heart just by looking at them. So I think what we'll do is we'll slam down our castle heart here. So we press the B key. So let's just... approximately 60% buildable space near this location. Okay. So it looks like it's going to figure out how buildable it is. Alright, this is a large area, so we'll put it here, okay. Blocked by a unit. Let's not put it here. Right, let's put it here. So you can rotate this left and right. Good stuff. Alright, let's just slam it right down in the middle. So we just right click. Okay. So we can dismantle it and you'll get a 100% refund if you want to move it. And it says that we should expand by placing some borders. So let's place some borders. Now, the next way we get a border is stone. So we're going to have to farm some stone here. And we are being attacked already. This guy's level 20. Yo, bro. Hey, chill, bro. Don't attack me. Where's my journalism difficulty when I need it? Alright, looks like we're going to have to kite this big boy back, man. How much damage do I do? Woo. Yo, chill, bro. Can I parry him? Alright, that parry didn't go so hot, did it? Alright, we're doing it. We're doing it. He's leaving. He don't want this smoke. Alright, nice. Yeah, let's kill this guy, man. He might give some good stuff. Oh, I can feed on him? Oh, yeah, give me that juice. Alright, we tackle him down. And he gives us bone, 100 hide. This fan is blowing on my face and annoying me. Use the blood menu to exchange blood for health. Let me switch this fan off. Okay, left control. Right, so what we need to do... The castle heart is decaying. Please feed the heart. Now... Again, this is where you've got to be careful when you make these games, and I'm not saying this is going to be the case. I've not fully played it, but depending on the rate of decay, right? It could be quite frustrating to constantly having to maintain your building. I don't know if that's going to be the case, but looks like that's going to be a feature that you're going to have to put some sort of blood into it to keep it alive. At the moment, it's probably quite small, so it probably doesn't need many. It says F. Now, how do I feed the heart? It just says to insert blood essence. Ah. It is now consuming it. That's interesting. How do I split this? Is this possible? It just says it's consuming it. And if we see here, it's doing something. Low essence, 4 hours 24 minutes. So it looks like it's consuming it. So is this how long the blood will last? Interesting. We'll leave that going in there. We'll just freestyle it. Alright, let's go get some more stone so we can expand. Now, I am constantly getting, during this playthrough, these like micro hitches and micro stutters. I'm not going to say they're so annoying that it would stop me playing the game. I believe it's like a Unity game or something. I could be entirely wrong there, someone can correct me, but a lot of these survival style games, these loading world style games, have these micro hitches, and they do kind of get a little bit irritating, so I thought I'd mention that. Alright, looks like we're sneaking into somebody's camp. I keep trying to, what I'm trying to do with my camera is I'm trying to like rotate it up so I can get more of a first person view. But this is kind of the best angle we've got. Now, interesting, right? Here's something to note about the game if you're into survival games. Line of sight is a thing, right? So you can get surprised by things, which is decent. So you see here, I can't see anyone here because it's blocked by line of sight, right? There is a guy there, but I wouldn't know that unless I've peeked. Like, I can't cheese this and be like, ah, there's 5 guys there. For me to know who is there, you have to visually see them, which I think is decent, right? So let's have I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go find some stone. That should be pretty easy, and then we shall fight these guys. Okay, so how much stone do we need to craft a wall? Let's get a little bit more just to be safe. Looks like the... Alright, let's head back and let's unlock blueprints for walls and structures. So this is, you know, early game, right? It looks like this is going to be the little pattern. You're going to feed, keep your castle alive as you grow it. I've already forgotten where my home is, by the way. Probably should remember. On this mini-map here above me. There doesn't seem to be a sprint key, but I guess I can dash forward with space. Again, see that micro stutter. So, if I press the B key, I should be able to build some more foundations. And now, I've unlocked the ability to make a wall and a coffin. Now, a coffin acts as a respawn location. So this is going to be like, I presume, my bed. So I'll put my coffin down. And maybe I should build... Should I get into the bed? Right, I'm getting into the coffin. We're jumping in. Ha! That is pretty funny. Okay, so... It just says space to wake up, so... There seems to be like a night cycle happening right now. Okay, we've made it into our coffin. Now, I do hope we wake up in a very classic vampire style. So if I press the space bar, what happens? Okay. Oh no, I'm dying still. Shit, get me back in bed. Oh, I died? Or did I live? I don't know. I might have got burnt to death there. That was a close call. So I appear to just be fully out in the sun. So it doesn't look like I can set how long I want to sleep. Maybe I have to do this manually. And again, the reason I'm doing this like one take review is I just find it more interesting. Because it might be entirely that it's possible to customize how long you sleep for, is it night, is it day, etc. But I'm just doing what the game is basically telling me. So it's not really telling me what time of day it is. Nothing seems to be changing. And I imagine if I wake up here again, and am I going to get blasted by the sun? If we are, I think we'll run into this shade. Okay. Right. Now, I'm getting burnt up, so I can't really build here until maybe I can build a roof. Now, at what point can I build a roof? Right? That's what we're really looking for. So it looks like you build a border, right? And your border is like the range that you can build from. So you first of all, you fill out your border productions, and then looks like you'll have lighting, exterior castle stairs, it looks like. We'll have... Okay. Let's get this in this bit of shade. Right, so... It says place a wooden stash. Can I place a wooden stash without getting completely burnt to death? Let's find out. Where is a wooden... No. Where is a wooden stash? Hey, don't burn me. Can't seem to jump. Right, we need to be out here surviving, man. Right, so is this as we level up in gears or something, or is this blood type? Sun resistance. I'm not used to saying stun resistance, but no, it's sun resistance. Now, there doesn't appear to be any way to speed up the process of the sun, and I would like to build. It's asking me to place a wooden stash. Now, where do I place a small stash? Like here? Is this it? It sort of looks like a wooden stash. Ah, I need a lot more lumber. Okay, so we need to farm up some lumber. Hey, welcome, Juice. Welcome to the stream. So far, it's intriguing me. I can't give it any hard opinions at the moment. I can see where it's going. I can imagine it can get quite addictive, building your base up, gearing your guy up. Now that has revealed the sun, so that's kind of interesting. Like, in a way, by knocking down that tree, I've kind of made my area... There's less shade. Now, I can go ahead and build one of these, so let's place down my stash here. And I want to get some walls up so I've got some shade, you know. That's what we need. That is what we need in our life. Need a little bit of shade. So we've unlocked basic crafting and refinement. This is our stash. It looks like where we can store our stuff. So if you don't want to carry too much junk around, looks like you can store all your stuff in a stash, which makes sense, right? Though your character seems to be able to carry a lot of things. Now, next task. So it seems to be in the top left quite heavily directing us what to do because we're at the beginning, and I don't dislike that. So it says construct and interact with the sawmill, interact with the simple workbench, and increase your gear level. Okay. So what we could do is, obviously, we can sit and farm lumber, I believe, and build some walls. So it says, yeah, a wall takes plant fiber and lumber. So we could build a basic thing here. We'll see how you make a sawmill. Not sure how you make one of them. It says, I scavenged the area around me, gathering what I needed to prepare myself for the next halt. Construct and interact with a sawmill. Now, can't see a sawmill anywhere. Maybe it's on here. Production, maybe? A sawmill. So we need 400 lumber. A lot of stone. So, looks like as you go and progress through, you're going to have extract blood. A nest to bring vermin into your area. Hey, yo, I'm trying to explain to the people. And it looks like you're going to level up your base, and intuitively, the whole building process seems pretty fluid. So we're going to have to knock down some serious trees. Now, we have a pine cone. I imagine in any survival game, you're going to be able to plant your own trees. That's what we did in Valheim. We had a big forest that we were able to farm. And obviously that will create nice shade. Don't know if that's the case here, but it would surprise me if it wasn't. My attack level is 2 though. This looks like there's going to be some kind of higher level material hidden in there. And I think with these games, these aren't the games that you're going to sit down and you're going to power rush through and absolutely rush as hard as possible to the end of the game and complete with the bare minimum. Like sometimes you might play an FPS game and you're like, hey, I'll just blitz through the campaign. Like any kind of survival game is going to attract people that like to make a nice looking base. They like to farm a little bit of extra stuff. And I can see people getting into this. I mean, the game costs, you know, 15 quid. So I can definitely see myself playing more. I mean, I've only played a small amount. But I can play... Oh, the sawmill's huge. Oh my lord. Alright, I wasn't expecting that. So I think we might need to expand our horizons here a little bit. Fundamentals. Right. Alright, let's slam down the sawmill. Now, we also have to construct and interact with a simple workbench. Now, a simple workbench requires planks, stone, and animal hide. So we're going to have to go farm some stone. Now, what does this thing do? How do I interact with the sawmill? Input and output. Insert materials to start refining. So, looks like we're going to put the lumber that we've got here, right, into the input, and it's going to automatically start making planks. Now, if I close this, is this going to carry on? It is. Ah, I like that. Now, what's good about this is you can probably go ahead and do some other stuff whilst this is working. Now, in Valheim, when you were doing your ore and your coal, you had to manually keep track of everything, right? So this has given us some planks. Interesting. Now, how do I take these? I just take them across like this. So you need at least 20 wood to begin. And we now have... Is this a single plank? Let's have a look. So we have one plank. So we're going to need 20 times 8 bits of wood, right? So let's go farm some wood. And yeah, this game so far, Juice, is seeming pretty solid. It's got very good reviews on Steam. I've seen a lot of people get very into it. I very much enjoyed my playthrough of Valheim. And it's an online game as well, if you want to play online. And here's the thing, like, I'm not gonna do a full... I'm not gonna play through the full game and do a review, because you can kind of tell where it's going, right? You can tell that you're going to be crafting up. You're going to be using line of sight to kill enemies with different combos. And I think that's cool, man. I think already we have a pretty decent idea of how the game is going to work, and that's pretty cool. So you can blink forwards and then feed. I'm quite liking it. Unfortunately, these deers are probably liking it a lot less. So we just need to get a ton of lumber. And I can comfortably see how this game's going to pan out. You're probably going to bump into some camps of enemies where you're going to have to use line of sight. You're going to have to farm up, maybe automate some things. And I can definitely see people sat down and enjoying themselves. I mean, I'll tell you, I have played for just 1 hour. This is my first 1 hour experience of Valheim. And I know it sounds daft to say I recommend this after an hour, but I feel like I've got a decent sense of the game after an hour, which is pretty rare. Sometimes the game, what they'll do is they'll overhype the first hour and then it will tailor off. Or sometimes the game just won't feel right. And even if the end game's amazing, you don't want to get up to that point because it's a struggle. So far, I'm doing all of the menial start tasks right. I haven't fought any camps. I haven't bumped into any bosses. I'm not playing with my friends online in a server. And I think all of that stuff would make the game even better, right? The game right now, yeah, it's on sale at $13.20 or something. It's normally £15. So yeah, I can definitely see how this is gonna improve. You're obviously gonna get different skill moves. You're gonna level up your base. And here's the thing, right? I'm kind of aware now. Not that I wasn't aware, but you know, back in the day when you would sit and you would play a multiplayer game or something, you would think to yourself, why on earth would someone play this game? They're smacking a rock for stone. But here's the thing, man. I reckon you could comfortably, like Valheim, get a good 50 to 100 hours out of this from what I've seen already. Where else are you going to get that value? I've seen a couple of people review it and say it's got enough crafting detail and stuff to get them a little bit hooked. I've seen Carnage mention the fact that it's sort of stopped him playing Path of Exile. And it does. It looks like that kind of game where you're going to farm up, you're going to get your gear, you're going to build your base. And I think it's a pretty decent representation for the get-go. Now, you see here, like, that guy was fighting me and him at the same time. And I think if we're having fun in the opening area of the game, I could definitely see myself playing this a lot more. Certainly compared to some other games that I reviewed. you imagine like, yeah, it's okay for an hour or two, you might waste 5 or a tenner, but nah, you can tell that there's depth in this, which is good. So we need to increase our gear level. So that is done, obviously, through acquiring gear. Now, I don't know how cool the stealth mechanics are. Let's have a hide. But you will notice here, right, here's what's, again, where I think the game will get quite good, is you'll know that I can't see these guys, right? You see here? It's line of sight. And I like that. This isn't like, you know, hey, there's 5 guys ahead. Like, for example, let's say I've just ran through this forest and I come here. I don't know those guys are ahead of me until I see them. And I think that adds a nice element to the game. Oh, gets a nice parry. Nice. Yeah, welcome, Esker. So, the sun is rising. That means we sort of might need to get home. And I think here, it's sometimes a little bit hard to tell what this blue gear line is. Is this my blood or is this... Let's, you know, is this my gear level? Here, this 10? Halfway to 11, or is that my HP and my HP is down here? That'd be my only confusing thing right now. But what I'll probably do is I'll probably post the first hour of this onto YouTube. Let me know what you think about the game. And I think it's been a decent like first hour experience, to be honest. And I think by the first hour you can kind of tell what's going on here. You can see someone's having a fight over there on their own. Right? It looks like I'm glowing red, which probably means I am like... I'm not sure. Maybe I'm low health. Now it's gone. So I'm not too sure what that red area meant. But oh, look, here we go. This is probably a decent time to we'll attack this guy and see what's going on. So it looks like there's larger creatures in the game that are gonna come and mess with you. I'm not sure I'm ready for that guy, but what he has done, interestingly, is he has gone ahead and destroyed all of the trees for me so I can go and pick them up. So that guy's actually helped me out. So it is definitely like a living world. And I think if you're a fan of Valheim, you're a fan of any of these kind of survival games, you're going to go ahead and enjoy it. So I'll probably end the recording here and just say, you know, for those on YouTube, leave a comment, leave a like, check it out on Steam. Thanks for them sending a key for me to try. I'm going to carry on streaming this, I think, see where we get. If you want to see late game, be on twitch.tv/GGZII. But yeah. That is pretty cool. So I've taken the form of the alpha wolf, and now because I'm in the alpha wolf form, they're chilling. They're not attacking me. Nice.